I'm live in my studio. It is National Quilting Day, 11 o'clock on March 20th. Welcome to my studio. Today is going to be kind of an interesting wrap up of what I've been doing, what I've been working on, and then I have an invitation for you. So let me see, where did I put my notes? I gotta take a look. I have had so much going on and wanted to share some of these things with you. Amelia, first of all, we should show the Red Heart quilt. Do you want to show it when you want to pull that down? Okay, so we launched my newest pattern last week, and Amelia's pulling it down. We're going to show it to you real quick. So this pattern is available as it's a parchment pressing pattern. It is an advanced level pattern. It's available now. The physical pattern is available on collagequilter.com. I've had some requests for the download version. So here, that's perfect. Just right. Oops. Like that. Okay. There's the new quilt pattern that's available. Unfortunately, we have already sold out of the kits. So the kit included all of the background fabric to make the plaid. So I apologize that we have sold out of that, but we do have plenty of the pattern. So that is one thing.
The fabric.
What?
The fabric guide is included.
Oh, that's right. So in the pattern is a fabric guide, and it looks like this. So there's all the instructions to make it. And if you want to use the same fabric, even if you weren't able to grab it while we had the kit available, the guide is here. This lists the quantity that you need and the collection that it comes from. So I've done that for you. If you want to replace any of these with something else that might be in your stash, that information is in the pattern. So I will be working on a download version of it. That will be a little bit tricky because it is rather large, as you saw. The instructions are not tricky. It's the scaling of the and tiling the stag head. So if you have any questions about that, now is a great time to ask. So that's one thing that we have going on. I've got my little notes here. Let me tell you what else. Oh, today I have a trunk show. I do lots of virtual trunk shows over Zoom. And today I have one for a group in British Columbia, Canada. I also did a trunk show last week for a group in Alaska. So that's kind of fun. I have later this week, I have my Bernina Q16 machine being delivered to the studio. So I look forward to that, and I will be playing with that, as well as I've got some new thread samples that I'm kind of excited to mess around with. It's Wonderfill has sent me a whole bunch of samples. So I am working with them to collect an assortment of colors that will go with my new fabric collection that will be coming out soon. I don't have a date on that yet, but that's another fun thing that we're kind of working on. So my Q16 will be coming. I'll show that next week. Let's see. Let me tell you some other exciting stuff that we have going on. We are working on our Emily Taylor instructor certification course. So we've had many people ask if they can be certified to teach my methods. I am excited to be able to offer this course, but it will be a very rigorous course, and I'm gonna hold the bar really high because I think that it's super important that the people who are teaching my methods understand color theory really well, and that they can teach it really well. And you have to demonstrate proficiency in understanding those my methods and the theory and So anyway, we're working on that. We are also in the process of planning our 5-year anniversary celebration. So Collage Quilter was established in 2018. So this is our 5-year anniversary, and we have been kind of thinking about what we're going to do to celebrate with you. So that's another thing that's really exciting. Also on last week, do you remember the little ladybug that we just finished? The ladybug pillow, I gifted it to my friend. So you may or may not know that I developed that little pillow so that for a woman who lost her daughter to cancer. And I wrote about it on my blog, and that's kind of that was kind of the genesis of that little project, the little ladybug project. And so I gifted that to her on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Anyway, some evening this week. That was exciting. I was really excited to give that to her, and I think she loved it. So that was fun. As far as collage goes, I've given myself a challenge to spend at least 2 hours a day doing design work. And that design work for me is going to be either fabric design or collage design. And I know it doesn't sound like much because this is actually my full-time job, but I have learned that as my business is growing and I am getting busier and busier trying to manage all of the aspects of my business at the expense of the design work. So I need to kind of rein things in and spend more time just quietly in my studio. So you can kind of see behind me here. I'm working on some things. There, I like this time because it allows me to just. I don't want feedback from anybody. I just want to be able to create whatever pops into my head. It's a really, really fun exercise for me to just not have any restrictions. I have no timeline. I'm not doing it for any purpose other than just to get my creative juices going. And the last time I did this was 2 years ago, and where I was very, very consistent about designing every day. You might remember I put myself on a 30-day design challenge. And from that challenge came the Wee Green Beasties quilt, the Octopus Garden quilt. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that came out of that, but some really exciting stuff came out of that. And so I am doing that again for myself, for you and me. It's just part of my creative process. So that is going on. And finally, let me look at my list here, make sure I've kind of shared everything that's happening in my studio. So we've got the Red Heart quilt. I've got a trunk show coming up. I do a lot of trunk shows online. My design work, my Q16 is coming, our instructor certification. We're planning a collage quilter party. I've gifted my ladybug, and my new I'm working on some veggies and a new orchid composition. So those are just my design highlights. I'll share those with you as I move along a little bit on those. Okay, so the last thing before I get to questions is I have a survey that I have just created. In fact, I'm going to go here and grab this and put it on in the chat. Okay, so I've created a survey and I would really, really love your help. Okay, let's see. Did that just come up?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the comments, I've just posted a link, and we will also post this link on the YouTube and on Facebook. It is a survey to kind of help us gauge where we're at because we've been in business for 5 years, and I want to make sure that we're doing good work, that you are happy with us, and I want to get your feedback about what your engagement has been with us, what you find valuable, because we offer actually, as I was working on this survey, I'm like, oh my gosh, we offer a lot of stuff. I'm really curious to know um, what your engagement is, what you appreciate. I'd like your feedback about my patterns and all that stuff. So if you would be willing, so kind as to fill out that survey, we will take a couple people and we're going to have a little giveaway. So next Monday at this time, we will have a giveaway, and I'll announce the winners next Monday in my Monday live video. So that would be super helpful if you would help us with that. Actually, you know what? I don't know if there is a place to put email addresses on this. It's anonymous, which is fine. In fact, maybe that's the way we should keep it. Let's keep the survey anonymous so that you can be completely honest. And we'll just choose 2 winners next week anyway. So if you join me next week, then we will make sure that we select a couple winners in a giveaway. So, okay, let me look at comments. I see one already that I want to address, and one is, this is from Joan Bianco. She said, could you do a fish collage? So I actually have done one. Amelia, will you go grab it's in the top drawer, that little goldfish. So again, this was, I think, from a couple of years ago. I did this adorable little goldfish, and I haven't done anything with it. I would really like to, because I think it's so cute. So I would love to write this up and maybe add a few more little fishies to this so that we can turn it into a fun little project. So either a quilt or a pillow or something. So Joan, if this is something that you have in mind, I'd love to get that ready for you. There is also a space in the survey to give. So there are questions also. There are questions, and then at the very end, you can give me your suggestions and comments, and I would really appreciate that. So let me get to some more questions that I see coming up. Let's see. Or Amelia, do you want to? Do you want me to? I can moderate. Do I what?
Do you want me to read you questions?
I'll read the questions.
Okay, then why did you?
Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Maybe you should, because it takes me a minute.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm going to have Amelia read the questions, and I just want to tell you all hello. Thank you so much for joining me. It makes me so happy to see you hop on and say hello. So Amelia is going to moderate questions. Okay, here we go.
What batting do you suggest for a wall hanging?
Okay, what batting do I suggest for a wall hanging? Do we have that batting back there?
Yeah.
Get both packages and let's show them. So a wall hanging, the batting that I would recommend is called Thermore. It is just a little more firm than what I use for a quilt. So Amelia is grabbing both of them. I'm going to show you. Okay, so for wall hanging, this one is great. And look, it says for quilted clothing. It just gives a little bit more structure. So that's what I recommend for a wall hanging. For a quilt, this is what I use. So the 80/20, and both of these are available on our website, collagequilter.com. So I hope that is helpful. Next question.
Will we be making more stag kits?
Somebody just asked, will we be making more stag kits? Unfortunately, no, we won't be making more stag kits, and I apologize that we were not able to make more. Again, this is part of the reason that I am designing my own fabric, because it is really hard to source the fabric and get enough in stock, and for 13 pieces of fabric like this, it's just complicated for us. So going forward, that really is my goal, to try and make kits available. But that's part of the reason, part of the driving force. That's one of the factors for why I'm designing my own fabric now. Anyway, to create your own kit, you got the instructions in the pattern, because it's got the fabric guide. So I hope that is helpful for you. And again, I apologize that we sold out so quickly from the kit. It's hard for me to gauge, because we are a very small little growing company, and it's hard for us to know when we put out a pattern, how many people we're going to sell, how many people are going to want the kit. So anyway, I apologize for that. That's the status. We won't be bringing more kits back. Okay, next question.
Have you ever designed a horse? Maybe I should have asked that one.
Bring it over here. Let's show it. So one of the questions was, have I ever designed a horse? Yes, indeed. I have designed a horse, and it has been available. It's an advanced pattern, and this is the horse quilt. Ta-da! It's got a little, I need to press it, but
It's a touchy subject for a lot of people right now.
yeah, the horse quilt is a touchy subject for a lot of people. We have sold out of this, and at the moment it's not in stock. So I apologize, it's not in stock. I know lots of people want horses, and that is something that is in my brain. I am thinking hard about that. So anyway, there's the horse quilt.
Okay, someone.
Next question. I like this question and answer period.
Someone said, as I do your method.
Why didn't you guys tell me that my shirt was unbuttoned?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I just saw that. Okay, next question.
As I do your method that I love so much, and I share with my friends.
Come say hi. Say hi and goodbye.
You're interrupting our business.
I invited her. Come, put your head down here. Hi, this is Caroline. Okay, have a good day. I love you.
I love you.
Oh, and here's the most precious baby that we love so much. Lou. Oh, okay. Now,
Okay, question.
let's talk. Wait, okay.
Oh, sorry,
let's
go
talk
ahead.
about Blue for just a minute. I love this little animal so much. Okay, this little animal is inspiring something else that I'm working on. I love him. I love him so much. How many of you have quilt or have cats? I think that cats and quilts go really well together. So there might be a few of you that would be interested in a cat quilt. Just a little teaser. Okay, next question.
Okay, someone said, I love your method. I show my friends a lot and I explain how I do it. Is that considered teaching? Am I illegal?
Great question. Okay, so somebody, and this is a good question, because I actually have had several questions recently. So somebody asked, they have taught their friends how they have learned to do my collage, like my patterns or something. Look, I don't care if I encourage you to show your friends what you've made. Show them what you've learned. That's great. I want you to feel like you can do that. The teacher certification course is for people who want to help me carry the load of teaching. So there are some people that really want to dive a little deeper into my color and design theory, and get a little more substantial. What am I trying to say here, Amelia? There's just a difference between somebody that is wanting to teach and earn some money doing that versus somebody that's just teaching your friends. No, share it with your friends. That's great. I hope that answers the question. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You know what? That goes kind of hand in hand with another question that I get. Um, Many times people will ask me, "Can I sell a quilt that I've made using one of your patterns?" And I say, "Absolutely. It's your quilt. It's your project. I want you to be able to sell or give it or do whatever you want with it." My only recommendation is if you sell a quilt that has been made with someone else's pattern, for out of consideration to the buyer, you should let them know that you used a pattern. And it's polite, I think, to just say, I used a pattern from Emily Taylor Design. That way they understand that the design is not your original design. It's your work on the pattern. And so that's why I think, yeah, go ahead and sell it. But out of consideration for the buyer of the product, let them know that it's not your original work. So there we go. Other questions, Amelia?
Yes. First of all, lots of cat lovers.
Oh, good.
Love you guys.
Lots of cat lovers. Great to
We
hear
are
it.
cat ladies.
Oh gosh, I'm so excited about this idea that Amelia and I have been working on.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, there you go.
Okay. Is the stag pattern only for sale? Maybe I missed the answer.
Is the stag pattern for sale? Yes. So let me just again explain the stag pattern. The physical pattern is available for sale. It is a parchment pressing pattern. So in the pattern comes a great big 18 by 24-inch sheet. You'll have to cut it apart and kind of piece the thing together because it's big. And then use parchment paper to make the pattern. So that is available. The kit with the background fabric has sold out, and we won't be replacing that. The download for the stag, I'm going to try and work on a download unless it's just too insane. I try to make it so that downloads will work with 8.5 by 11-inch sheets of paper, that size. But the stag is really big, so I need to work on that and see if we can get it. Okay, next question.
The number one most asked question every week: where are the roosters?
Okay. So the number one most asked question, Amelia said, where are the roosters? So the roosters are nesting in my little drawer. I have finished them. They are on the parchment paper and they're just hanging out until the background fabric is done. That background fabric is what I've created to go with the roosters. So you've heard me say I am launching my own line of fabric and I've designed it and I am having it manufactured in Korea. So essentially I'm launching my own fabric company. And we are in the process of getting strike offs and reviewing colors. And I can't know when that will be finished. We're working hard on that. So hopefully that will be done in the next month or two. I'm hoping by summer. So that's the status with the roosters.
Someone said, have you ever done an owl pattern?
Great question. Yeah. So the Take Flight quilt, actually Barbara has the quilt.
Oh, that's right.
But it's in the book. Go
Mhm.
grab it. Okay, so somebody asked if I have ever done an owl pattern. Yes, Emily loves birds. I love birds. And so I have done a couple different owls. One of my quilts that has an owl on it is from my Take Flight book. So I'm going to show that to you right now. I sent the quilt down to Barbara, who is going to be teaching at a shop in Arizona. So here is one of the owls that is in construction. So you can see step-by-step photos making this owl. Let's see if I've got the finished photo here. Where are you? Well, you can see the finished quilt right there. So there's the owl, right? Where is it? Right there. Okay. You can see it there too. So that is in my Take Flight book. Okay, let's see. Other questions?
What is a trunk show?
Oh, that's a great question. What is a trunk show? So, a trunk show is generally it's when a quilter shares their quilts. I show my quilts and I talk about my journey for how I became a collage quilter, which is kind of like, um, and I talk about a virtual trunk show is really fun and easy, and I do that for lots of guilds. Um, so I kind of teach about how I've progressed as an artist, and I show all my quilts, and talk about what I've learned with each one and where I'm going and what I'm designing. And so that's what a trunk show is. I hope that helps you. Another trunk show idea, you might sometimes there will be designers that will send a trunk show to a quilt shop, for instance. So a quilt shop will host a trunk show, and that means they'll have a bunch of that person's quilts in their shop. So yeah, there you go. Other questions?
Just looking through.
Okay.
I don't see any more new questions.
Okay, I don't think we have any more new questions, folks.
Oh, wait. So
Wait.
we just got one. In your
Okay.
fabric bundles, how much fabric is there?
Oh, this is a good question. Do you want to grab one of the fabric bundles? Thanks, love. So in the fabric bundles, this is the brown bundle, for instance, and there are 18 pieces of fabric that are, it's runs the spectrum from light to dark and warm to cool, different versions of a brown. So this one would be a good one for the heart, this red heart quilt. They are cut in 1/8 of a yard increments. 1/8 of a yard is 4.5 inches by the width of fabric. And I have found that I really like this because then I can cut off a piece of fabric like that. And then I can prepare that piece, that smaller piece of fabric with steam a seam and fold the rest up really nicely. And it stays really tidy. So you get 18 pieces of fabric, and we have fabric bundles in brown and black and gray, white,
We have every color.
green. Yeah, we have every color: green, teal, red, blue, pink, orange, purple, yellow. So, and then we also offer fabric bundles that are used specifically for fussy cutting. Or do we have any in stock, or are we out of stock on those?
I don't know. We added a couple more on Friday, but
So the other,
yeah, we have a couple more of the ruby fussy cutting.
do you want to just, do we have any, so I do want to show you and kind of explain maybe the fussy cutting bundles. So these bundles that are in the colors are really great for your collage work. The fussy cutting bundles are great for, I'm going to give this to Amelia so she can hold it up. The fussy cutting bundles are fabric that I've selected that I like to use in a coat, like where did the stag go? The red stag. Let's bring that over. So you see that leaf, this leaf right here, that would be a great element to fussy cut. And you can see that I've done that multiple times in here. So this leaf is what I used to create this oak leaf. So there's an oak leaf template in the red stag, but I love the veining and the coloring that's in this. So it's just a really simple way to create an awesome looking leaf. So this is one of these I sell in a fat quarter. So we've got 9 different fabrics that are fat quarters in our fussy cutting bundle. And those, the mix of fabrics that we put in there changes a little bit, but all of the fabric is in the picture. So sometimes we sell out, but then we'll have other fabric come in, and every time we change the bundle, we change the photograph so that you can be aware of exactly what is in the bundle. With the fabric bundles, sometimes we don't change the picture, but now what we're doing is we're on the website putting, Amelia's working on this right now, so we'll get this out this week. There will be an assortment, kind of a collage of all the fabric that's in stock.
In our inventory.
In our inventory that I'm using in my collage. And then if we run out of orange, for instance, I will select the orange fabrics that I have that I want to see in the next orange bundle. So there's a variation in those. I try to pull in different fabrics, but there are some fabrics that I go to over and over and over. Like you'll always see certain CAFE facet fabrics in the bundles because I think they're really useful in collage. So I hope that gives you some more information about our fabric bundles. Is there anything else, Amelia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will your own fabric be included in the bundles?
So that's a great question. Somebody asked if my own fabric will be included in the bundles. Right now, as I kind of delicately move into this arena of designing and manufacturing my own fabric, I'm only being concerned with the background fabric because that's the fabric that we seem to be running out of. It's pretty easy to pull together fabric for a collage, but then to put the collage in a composition with background fabric seems to be where we're running, where we run out. So our initial collection will only be background fabrics, but with that said, I've got a lot of things that I'm working on, things that are in my brain too, about how I want to do fabric for collage, because it is hard for me to find fabric that I really want to use. And as I do collage, I realize, oh, there are certain things that I really look for and that I really like, and not a lot of designers are creating fabric that meets the needs that I want it to have. So there are some criteria that I look for when I'm selecting fabric, and I think we could use more of that in the industry. So I will be doing fabric and collage, but that's not the first priority. Other questions?
Someone asked if we would consider doing a Pop Art Pups quilt along, but we did that like last year or something.
Yeah, so somebody just asked if we would consider doing a Pop Art Pups quilt along. We have done a Pop Art Pups quilt along, and I'm assuming that the videos are still all available, right?
Yeah, but we did it.
Oh, was it a paid? We didn't do it.
No, so we did do a paid webinar.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think they're even available anymore.
Oh, that's a good point. Good question. So with the Pop Art Pups, we had done a paid webinar as a quilt along. So that is not available anymore. So let me think about that. We'll think about it if we will do a quilt along, or if there's something that we can offer. Maybe we can make that Zoom available so that you can watch the replay.
Will you be designing borders also?
Yes. Emily has been designing borders. I'm really excited about them. I really hope it turns out, guys. I don't know until I see it on fabric, because I see it on my computer and it looks great, but I don't know if it's going to look great on fabric. I hope so. So yes, I've designed a lot of borders. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. I guess we're going to go. I got to go eat before my trunk show. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, just a friendly reminder, if you will take just a few minutes and go fill out that survey, I would really appreciate it. And I want your feedback about how we're doing, how we can do better, and what sort of designs you would like to see. And then next week we will do a giveaway week. How about that? Have a great day, everyone. Thank you again for joining me. And if you have any questions or check us out, go to collagequilter.com. That's a great resource for education and videos and my patterns and supplies and books and all that stuff. So we hope that you will join our community. Have a wonderful week, and I will